So you want to find Jurassic Park, huh? You better hop on a plane and get to Hawaii. What is it about this movie that makes us so eager to find dinosaurs? And why do we want to be transported to a time when T-Rex ruled the Earth? Perhaps it's the storytelling of Steven Spielberg that makes it so real to us that we just have to go and check it out for ourselves. Now, I'm sure you've already assumed that most of the 1993 blockbuster was filmed in Hollywood, and you would be right. But a very large chunk of filming also took place in Hawaii, and that's where we begin our journey.
Okay, we are recording.
On this day, our focus was to find the gate, that iconic scene when the characters first entered Jurassic Park. That was filmed on the island of Kauai, and let me tell you, finding directions to the exact location was a bit of a challenge.
It's a good start. We haven't even gotten out of the parking lot yet.
Where's the exit?
Okay, two quick things. The gate is not actually there, and it hasn't been there since filming wrapped in the early 90s. We knew this, but we still wanted to just go see where it was shot. The second thing is there are tons of conflicting directions on the internet about how to get there. I kind of merged 2 or 3 different websites and came up with my own directions, and you'll see how that worked out for us. Our first point of interest would be the Keahua Arboretum. For those of you visiting the island, this is a short drive from the airport and an easy destination to throw into your GPS. Don't be fooled though by the smooth pavement. Your trip begins where this road ends, at the Arboretum, and that is right here at this bridge. According to some directions, this used to be the first spillway, but luckily for us, they built a bridge and we didn't have to worry about navigating the high water. From here, it is 3.5 treacherous miles before we reach the location of the gate, though the trail runs fairly smooth up until the first marker, the Powerline Trail.
We got muddy.
This is also the point where I would recommend turning around if you are not prepared to navigate some difficult jungle terrain. Otherwise, hang left at the Powerline Trail fork and get ready for an adventure.
We get a little hairy here. You know what? I don't know if we're gonna make it past this, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
The trail is beat up and extremely dicey at times, as evidenced by the dirt collapsing, the enormous mud pits, and the mostly rocky roadway.
The thing is, the jagged rocks, you don't want to get a flat tire on this.
There were many moments where we questioned how to proceed, and if we even should, but we pressed on. Little did we know, the second spillway loomed just around the bend.
This is what we have to cross. So I have volunteered to check and see how deep this is.
Careful.
These rocks hurt a lot.
Knowing that this river is fed by the mountain, the possibility of flash flooding is a very real thing here, which made me a bit hesitant to cross. Even if we made it on the way in, would we make it back out? I was clearly the only one concerned. As we continued deeper into the forest, we slowly got the hang of things. Puddles did not seem so daunting, and the lack of cell phone service was surprisingly refreshing. The landscape was truly becoming more and more Jurassic around every bend. The only thing we had to keep our eyes out for now were velociraptors and whatever psycho killer is responsible for this.
I have no idea what to make of this situation. Looks like somebody's living here, or somebody broke down and just left it.
But what the hell is happening here?
Looks like somebody stole this car and took all the parts out of it.
This creepy moment completely coincided with our directions failing us. The next fork was not supposed to appear for another mile, so what was this? Because our next instruction was to eventually turn left, that's where we decided to go here, straight into a pile of rocks.
Okay, so we have decided to park at the rocks.
We're going to look for the gates of Jurassic Park. We're assuming it's this way. Come as far as we can, four-wheeling. But as you can see, there's a dead end here, so we're on foot now.
Leaving the world behind.
The Jeep has been left behind. It's about a half mile back.
We're just going rogue.
There's a gate. A gate.
30 minutes into our expedition, we finally conceded.
So we went the wrong way. So now we're heading back. We've done a little research and figured out that we have to go in the opposite direction that we've been going. We're almost there.
So the rocks mean do not cross. Gates are not this way. That was probably obvious to everybody else except for us. So we are now backing up to the creepy car. I'm gonna try going the other way, which is hanging right on the fork. Seeing if there's anything down there. Watch this reverse skills.
And just like that, we were back on track and looking for our next marker, the yellow trail gate. If we could just manage to find that, we would know for sure that we were on the right path. Along the way, though, we did end up finding that fork the directions were referring to. This is where you should stay left.
They really went deep in for the shot. Wow, super rocky. The yellow gates. All right.
The sun began to fade away from us, and before long it was drizzling. We were now deep into Kauai's interior, and the trail was rapidly deteriorating. While we continued our journey on, we ran into a hiker on his way out. Remember my fear of the rising water levels?
How's the first river? Is it still low?
It was low when we were back there, but we were back there like an hour ago.
It's getting a little rainy. We headed back. We were up there all day.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine for you guys to go up there as long as that river wasn't any higher. Keep going this way and they'll be up there right in front of you. You'll have the Jurassic Park gates.
2 hours and a few detours later, we arrived. So were these poles really the remains of the Jurassic Park gate? No, not really. According to several websites, the actual gates were 300 feet beyond this point. So these poles are completely unrelated, but make for very good trail markers. After a brief pause to throw our roof back on while the rain intensified, we proceeded forward. I don't know why I assumed we'd be able to instantly recognize the spot in the middle of the jungle 26 years after the movie was made.
It's hard to tell.
I honestly think it's just so grown in now.
I don't know, the shot didn't happen for me.
Yeah, it didn't happen for me either.
Did you see the shot? We could never quite match up what we were seeing with what was in the movie. And I even printed out screen grabs to help us while we were there.
It's been a long time, so we definitely made it though, that's for sure. It's definitely the location.
Honestly, despite never really knowing if we drove through the exact spot, the journey to get here was so worth it. A little scary, but a lot of fun. To see how far location scouting goes to get the perfect shot is fascinating to me, and it makes me appreciate this short scene in the film even more.
Ow! Can you please go a little slower?
I'm going 1 mile per hour. I can't go any slower.
Half a mile per hour.
The Waikoko Forest Management Road is the trail we've been on this entire time, and it's completely open to the public and welcomes both hikers and off-roaders alike. The trail is beat up though, and I definitely think twice before destroying your rental car on it.
Look out. Oh. I might have bottomed out.
I would never have been able to drive this trail. With confidence anyway.
The good news is there are plenty of more accessible Jurassic Park filming locations across Hawaii and just on Kauai alone. So I'll throw some links in the description below and you can see what we referenced before our trip, and I'll also include the directions on how we actually made it to the gate area successfully. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy your journey to Jurassic Park.